Yo. Yeah. No no happy listening no happy listening to music at the beginning this time. No funky bass drops. We're here for some dark matters. Welcome to VKH Live. Third stream of the Halloween party marathon stream leading up to the one at 9 p.m. This is going to be fun because this is a let me go ahead and fix this. Let me go ahead and fix the chat since people are saying hi. This is so I'm actually in the middle of writing a review for this album, and it'll probably be wrapped up sometime this week. But so I've listened to this album a lot, and I have not run out of words to like describe the crazy shit going on in DIMLIM's like debut album here. There it is. Okay, cool. Chat's working. So I couldn't think of a better of a better band, especially contemporary band, for this, that's why it's called horror music instead of horror movie. I will say, let me pull up my notes actually from like what I've taken down so far, because some of this isn't going to even make it in. So for those of you who aren't familiar with DIMLIM, first of all, they originally started as the next band by Issei. And Issei is the drummer, the former drummer of DID, which is, and then before that, I believe those members, or most of those members, were in Paranoir, and those two were very much beloved bands. But DID was a very significant band that was a very big shame to lose, at least from where we were sitting, because literally outside of Duran Gray at the time, they were the only other band that was pushing that really avant-garde metal sound, which is what we call it, which is what that's what we call it on our show. I think that's what a lot of people have started calling it, but like that sound that Duran Gray found with Rinkaku, and then eventually like it went into Arche, their Arche album. DID was doing their own version of that, but it was much more on the progressive, the prog metal side. Actually, that's the easiest way to describe it. Is it's like, Duran Gray was coming out of their crazy, wild, extreme metal, horror metal, all kinds of crazy phases and stuff. And then DID was more this is very atmospheric, progressive metal. But they were both headed towards that lighter, airier, more just very avant-garde. I don't know how else to explain it. And DID disbanded before they got to wherever they were headed. But Duran Gray got to where they were headed, and where they got was their album Arche, and Arche was amazing. In my opinion. So it kind of stung to not be able to know where DID would have gone with the same general idea. So then along comes DIMLIM, and DIMLIM is originally a 5-person band, I believe. Yeah, 5-person band, started by Issei. Let me go ahead and pull up the members so I can keep track of this, because it's about to get messy from here. Okay, so okay. yeah, okay, so you have the vocalist Sho, who's like brand new and very impressive. You have the guitarist Ryuya. Well, oh god, I gotta keep track of this now. When did they lose people? Okay. Okay, so they originally started with all right, basically, long story short, because it gets like kind of crazy and arguably petty, arguably depending on who you ask, where you search, it just kind of gets out of control. But they started out as a 5-member band. They put out this mini album. The 2 PVs like basically blew up. They were very experimental. They were very avant-garde. It was almost like Duran Gray meets DID. It was like kind of what was going on there. It was, it was very complex. It was very, you could tell Issei made it. Like, it was very complex. It was very demented. It was very atmospheric as well. It was, quite atmospheric. I could go on, but it put them on the map. And then there were some controversies that happened, and they lost Issei. Or Issei left, actually. Stepped down, I believe would be the term. Departs, I suppose. They also lost. Let's see. They also lost Tsubasa, who was their bassist at the time, and that left them with the vocalist, the guitarist Ryuya, who used to be in Deviloof and left Deviloof, and the guitarist Retsu, who was, I believe, DID support. So when that happens to a band like DIMLIM, you might as well have just ripped the heart out. In my opinion, you might as well have just ripped the heart out of the band. Like, that's what it would have looked like to me. And we didn't see a release from DIMLIM for quite a while until they got new members, and they got, let's see. They got their current bassist is named Taishi, and their drummer is Hiroshi. They were both support members for DIMLIM for a while. It looks like, I guess they started as support and then they became the members, so they picked them up. And then they put out this PV for Vanitas, which is on the album we're about to listen to, and we're gonna jump into it and just kind of start reacting to it pretty soon. But basically what has happened is this band has, instead of going away after having the core kind of taken away from them, they've like quadrupled down on the experimental style and ramped like the aggressiveness up to 11. And just started trying everything, and somehow they're pulling it off. I wouldn't say, in my review, I'm not going to say this album is perfect. It's a little dense. You're going to see it's a little dense. But like once you listen through it, a little bit, you'll find there's just so much to get into. There's so much to take in. It's quite intense. I think that's enough of an intro, enough of a background. I could probably write 10 pages dissecting all the different sounds and stuff like that, but honestly, when we listen to this first track, it'll set the exact tone, so you'll know exactly what you're getting into for the rest of this. So yeah, so I'm gonna be listening on my phone. I've just got this window up here just as like a marker so that we can tell which one we're on in case anybody comes into the stream late. So for anybody who's new, let me explain how this works. So we can't actually play the music itself on YouTube because of copyright reasons and sometimes and out of respect for the band and things like that. So what we do is we listen offline and we keep in sync. So I keep in sync with you guys, and I'll say like 1, 2, 3, start, and then we'll start. So push play together and then pause at the end of each track. So I have a link to our main schedule article that has 2 links to Apple Music, Spotify, and I think Google Play as well. So feel free to get your copy of that. So let's go ahead and get into it though. Is y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? What's chat saying? What's chat saying? Because it has the title for the zone. Oh, yeah, that was earlier. TBS Jin Official, aka Jin, former vocalist of the Black Swan, says come join the Discord, the VKH Discord. If you do, you can hear me sing shortly. Yes, and you definitely should. Shout out to Jin. We appreciate the upcoming performance. I really need to add more voice channels, man. People are way into them lately. All right. What else? Jeff, it still says Nightmare Swap. Oh no. It does not. What are you talking about? I don't think Issei was in Paranoir. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I came in at DID, so I've been putting off CHEDOARA for no reason. Yeah, that was me too, actually. So, all right, let's go. Oh, I thought I had it up. Whoops. So we're going to pause after each one just to make sure we stay in sync. I'm probably only gonna say a couple things in between up until track 5. So we'll do 1 through 5. We'll probably be pretty quick about. Probably say stuff. I'll probably say stuff during it. You guys feel free. You're in chat. Feel free to go wild. Yeah, the album's kind of split into 2 parts in that sense, kind of separated by an instrumental in the middle. So yeah. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start with Exordium, track 1, starting in 3, 2, 1. Play. Yeah, so this that's this is guaranteed to give you anxiety. I literally couldn't listen. I had to skip the opening of this when I was on a stressful day but wanted to listen to the album. You'll see what I mean. Just a second. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry, I thought I had something going on. The plucks, man. The plucking of the I'm assuming that's an unplugged electric guitar. It's hell. It's hell for me. Oh, I see what you mean. God damn it. I see what you mean, the nightmare swap thing. Oh, God. Okay, now that that's over, we'll just pause. That's basically DIMLIM just making the statement that, you know, it is, like, they are here to make a statement, make a case for what they are, which for me is like, they seem like they're going for what, like, they want to just, like, own the sound that, you know, everyone associates with Duran Gray, but that Duran Gray doesn't really sound like anymore. I don't want to like start, stir up something that's not there, but like as we get into it, you'll see like the stuff they do and the level to which they take it, like the familiar and the unfamiliar, like these guys wanted to make a statement. They wanted to fuck with your head really hard while they were doing it. So, with that being said, let's move on to Grotesque, and we'll go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. I really enjoyed this song. It's creepy and soothing at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that trippy? It's really trippy. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just fixing the background. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the part that it's like, all of that, it's like we're taking our influence, we have our influence, and then this is the part where they drive it into their own. Oh, man. And his voice is just like all over the place, man. The rising kinds of riffs sound familiar, but also not. I had someone kind of float out the idea that there's a lot of gent influences, which gent is just a type of progressive metal, but it's pretty distinct. So there's Like, this is borderline gentcore, but it's hard to tell. Honestly, a lot of progressive metal just like blurs together. And then it's into like a super mournful like chorus. It's like, what the hell? Like, the guy that was gonna pioneer this isn't in the band anymore. Like, I just never would have expected them to be capable of bouncing back, you know, from. By the way, you'll find out Ryuya from Ryuya, who's the guitarist that used to be in Deviloof, is a blessing to this band. The kind of riffs, like not even riffs, like the crazy ass instrumentation, like that right there, you know, in part, but you'll see, like, it's yeah, he does a really good job on this album, like a hell of a job. Okay, I'm gonna pause it real quick, but we can just go ahead and hop right into the next one. So this is just kind of my I think one of the problems with this album is that sometimes there'll be a song or two that just kind of like really blow you away, and then there's just like a few that just don't do it for you. And it's not that they're not good, it's just like it's like when it's put next to something so like I don't know, like cutting edge, you know, like not to spoil Vanitas for people, but if you've seen the PV, like I don't know if you've ever heard that kind of a sound before, like that kind of a, you know, mashup before, but I sure didn't, you know. So when you put that next to other songs around it that are just a little bit more traditional, like you kind of lose interest just in context. But but then sometimes in those songs they do like another, they zig when they're supposed to zag, or they do some kind of crazy creative thing halfway through, and now you're paying attention to the song you thought was boring. So I think that's the current problem I'm having with Malformation. So we'll go ahead and start that in 3, 2, 1, go. So like kind of a more I don't want to say generic intro, because it's like it has all these these striking guitar work, like right here. This is really being a blessing to the band. And then this just like fuck. Come on. It's a hell of use of cleans in the chorus. Sorry, I'm doing my best to fix my mess. Let's see if that does it. Hey. Oh no, did I spell it wrong? Did I? End me. God damn it. Ugh. I put an E in there that's... yeah. I made it CHEDOARA. I made it Italian. Yeah, see, I think this part is like where it kind of lost me. Like it was just like it's amazing, but I don't know. It kind of makes me space out. Maybe that was intentional. CHEDOARA. And the vocalist voice, like I feel like it's just a lot of like I feel like it's really raw talent, and a lot of it. I feel like he has as much potential as someone as any of the biggest ones. So, okay, we'll do a quick pause. Yeah, so it's yeah, so far so good. I'm just gonna say go ahead and jump right into Monogurui. God damn it, Monogurui Narite. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and start that in 3, 2, 1, play. Now we're back to like, you know, like never heard this. You guys are making fun of me in the chat. There, fixed it. Yeah, so this is where shit gets like, you know, crazy. We do it out of love, Jeff. Yeah, I think I've oh. Is that not wild? Just raw and then into falsetto. Yeah, like God. Is this Durangent? Potentially. It's just it doesn't I basically almost said the meme unironically. It doesn't really gent. Like it doesn't like gent like, so it's more like gent core, which is like kind of what Jiluka is, but then crossed with like crazy like prog metal influences. I don't know if it gets. Me. Okay. Fuck, man. like that's a, you know, I'm having to be much more mindful now that I'm listening to it like with you guys, and like to be mindful with this album is like exhausting. This is what I was talking about when it's dense, but it's like a lot of fun at the same time. Let's see. TBS Jin Official, Jin from the Black Swan. Oh, by the way, anybody watching, make sure you check out oh god, I have it. I just had it. Make sure you check out Jin's new project. It is called Why Can't I Spell Tonight? Oh god. Arctic Clever. This is how you know the sleep deprivation is getting to me, unfortunately. It's time to crack open the Red Bull. But if you go to Arctic Clever, yeah, perfect. What is it? Yeah. It's Jin, I believe it's Jin _ AIC, right? Is the Twitter to follow, and it's a cool project, and there's going to be a lot of information soon. Yep, there you go, right up, yep, right up there on the screen in the chat, right, whoop, right there, right there. Okay. All right, on to the next one. So this is Izo. Oh god, they're all in Japanese, and I'm very bad at pronouncing Japanese. Jin, one of our viewers normally grades my Japanese pronunciation like A, B, C, D. Do you want to sub in for that? Like how well did I sound? How well do I say Aizo Nutsuki? I don't know why it's so hard for me. But let's go ahead and hit play on that one and check it out. So this is the one they put a PV out for. I personally think it sounds best to listen to while watching the PV because of the horror story going along with it. So B, 6 out of 10. Okay, all right, I can deal with it. Azo, not. Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Azo Nutsuki. I feel like I fixed one thing and broke another thing with that pronunciation. that one, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh man. This was a pretty wild one to pick for a PV too, because it's kind of hard to. I don't know what you call it when it's the song structure is it's basically just there is no repeating song structure. I forget what that's called. I mean, obviously that's intentional, so it would be a structure, but there's like very little repetition in this song, if any, like after this first verse. These are really brutal breakdowns. Was this that roller coaster song? I mean, they're kind of all roller coaster songs, to be honest. I can't even formulate a thought while I'm listening to it, man. It's like so all absorbing. Like, This one though, you kind of know to expect. It's all like just from the tone of it, like it's gonna be all messed up and stuff. So it's gonna be. It's gonna be rough on you, kid. That's what you know from from the very start, you know. Like this is the part that sounds the most like a regular metal song, I guess. This part here is really catchy to me for some weird reason. I feel like DIMLIM makes bigger roller coaster songs than Deviloof at this point. Well, the thing is, we're getting into the subgenres, and it's the really established subgenres. And I think, Axe, you know how that goes. Like, they're just these little pools, like that are, you know, they may be like right next to each other, but it's kind of hard to compare like this to like Deviloof. Like Deviloof's there to like, you know, like stick a breakdown solidly. DIMLIM is here to like make you lose all faith in like the existence or understanding of like, you know, traditional music structures and like shit like that, because they just do it so much. It's wild. And it's like they assault the listener to a certain degree, which is interesting. Like, you know, and I guess all metal does that to a degree, but like it's just I don't know, man. It's like they went for it. DIMLIM are going for more wokeness. The woke, yeah, they want to go for the woke metal. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's more like the. See, that's like the thing though. Is it's like my whole thing with DIMLIM versus Durangray is that I find it irritating. Not because not even because I'm like convinced that this band's gonna make it. They've just made it farther than any other band, but like, I'm just kind of irritated when people are like, "Oh no, they clearly got that from Durangray," when it's a sound that Durangray hasn't used in like literally almost 10 years at this point, depending on the sound. Like, there's a lot of, you know, different sounds that Durangray experimented with and kind of made their own, but now they have the insulated world, you know. Now they have Arcade. Now they're woke. Like, that's the woke metal that I'm like, that's where I got it from, was like trying to, is like how avant-garde can you go? Like, how out there, how it, you know, experimental and weird and elegant, and so basically how woke can you get before it starts to get awkward, before it starts to get uncomfortable or cringy. So they're all the way over there, and DIMLIM's over here like picking up the other sounds and just being like, what if I just like run this through like this like hard you know, grate of like postmodernist, like nervous breakdown music. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's I lost my train of thought, but Winona and I definitely both agreed that there's just a lot of there's a lot of postmodern themes in music, and postmodernism in general is all about deconstruction. So the entire album feels like it's being like it's deconstructing everything you're used to hearing, and not putting it back together. It's not doing it like as a temporary thing. It's doing it for, you know, destructive purposes, and it's very interesting to me. So, okay, anyway, we are going to do Kyo no Kotowari now, and I believe this is just a interlude. So I'm going to just let it play and run into Ambitious Principles, and Ambitious Principles is my favorite song on the album, and you're probably going to see why. So here we go, starting with Kyo no Kotowari in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, mine is from Jin. Yes. Oh man. Yeah, so I don't know what that croaking sound is, but that feels weird to have in your ears. KY is pronounced key. Oh. I'm gonna write some of this down maybe. Now we're getting like digitized, you know. I don't know how necessary this was, but I don't mind it at the same time either. And then it goes away. We're just gonna let it flow in, and that's why. So this is the banger. This is like, this is, you know, this is it. This is the part where the whole place catches on fire. It slaps so good. I don't know how they made it work, but they did. Yeah, Jin had the good point, is that it's raw. They're just like, but when they figure out how to make it hit right with the breakdowns, it comes out so good. Now, I feel like there's a Duran Gray inspiration to be drawn here, but I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like the rocker kind of song that plays before Saku in the PV. It's like they took that and dialed it up to 25. It's like all these like dissonant sounds, but it's like, you know, like, I don't know, they put it together. It seems to work, man. So we're gonna go ahead and let it play into the next one too, which is Mad K. Just because these all flow like directly into each other. Like they're meant to be played one right after another. Jin says they may have had a little help with this one. Yeah, well, let me know what you think of this one, the Mad the K that we're rolling straight into. This one's pretty good too. Like it's pretty fucking solid. Yeah, and the cleans sound a bit off though. Yeah, I almost feel like it was intentional, but I'm not sure. Well, I am sure because I know you can hit higher notes than that. Lauren says this is one of my favorites. Yeah, I agree. It's just, oh god, the fucking instrumentation is so good. Like sometimes it just like comes in and it's so good. Like, and when they catch these, like they catch the hooks right like this. And now watch this. Jesus fuck, man. Like, yeah, like I said, like, you know, all of them, I suppose, but from what I understand, like, it's definitely Ryuya is a blessing. Oh, you think they got help? I wonder who they got help from. That would be funny if they just went, if they got help from Duran Gray. That would be so ridiculous. I would imagine there's like a bunch of metal gods though that you could go, a bunch of like, I don't know. There's just some secret passing of the torch. Like Kyo's like, this is your sound now. We are off to chase the woke metal. Mad K is my favorite so far. Yeah, it's pretty solid. So, yeah, like I didn't get this far initially, which was part of why it was taking me so long to like review it. Is like I said, like parts of it are like pretty dense, you know. But once I got here, I like understood. I was like, yeah, I get it. I get what's going on. And I've sat through other albums that are probably just as dense in other ways. So, Okay, so next one is Shigarami, which is it's a what you call it? It's a lyric video. I guess it's a lyric video. Yeah, it's they put it out as a lyric video ahead of time. So, you know, let's check it out. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I think this is where their inexperience shows. You kind of can pin it down by song sometimes, or at least like majority sections of songs. So I think this one goes a little off the rails. Like they're young and just given a lot of toys to play with, but we'll see. We'll see. There's probably stuff in there that I liked too that I just forgot about. So Shigarami, track 9 in 3, 2, 1, go. You guys, all right, yeah, that's it. Passing of the torch. That's a good point, though, Jin. Like, because I was just assuming they got good, like, on their own. I shouldn't have done that, but yeah. It would make more sense that they're getting help from a really experienced person, so. Which, like, good for them. Yeah, so this one's like a little bit more like a standard kind of song. Like it's still aggressive and crazy, and the instrumentation's amazing, but it's like I knew exactly when he was going to switch from rough vocals to clean. You know, I kind of, and then when he is using the cleans, he's kind of all over the place right now. So I think Sho's got a lot of work to do with how he uses his vocals, but it's only because he has so much raw potential with what he could do with his vocals. So you might as well, on your first full album, which you decided to make a concept album, you might as well do everything. So I get it, but like you might as well go all the way. Like, I understand why it's taking you so long. I'm finding it hard to comment anything about their music, really, at least on this first listen. Well, the thing is, like, I'm at the point where I've done this enough that I could comment on a lot of it, but I would still miss a lot. And then if I thought about it more, I could comment some more. And then if I thought about it some more, I could comment some more. And it's just this, but that all happens like really fast. So it's just this slippery slope where if I'm not careful, I end up with a 10-page long review for an indie band. Like, I don't know if that looks a little weird. But usually people, you know, I try not to be long-winded, to be frank, unless it's a big band. He is trying to find his own sound. Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's almost like when like Kyo's screaming and growling, it like goes up and down. Like but this guy likes to go all over the place and like I don't know how to describe it. Kyo's is almost like, I don't know. Too many bands sound too similar anymore, so he wants to be different. Yeah, well, I can immediately tell them apart, and people can say that he sounds like Kyo, that this band sounds like Duran Gray. I can immediately tell this apart from a Duran Gray, you know, like album for sure. Oh, Jin, I did one of these for the new Duran Gray album, and I think there's some choice facial reactions in there. Just to certain songs and certain things, it's just very, you know, very different, you know. But you know, okay, Shigarami was really cool. Yeah, I realized I was, you know, maybe I wrote it off too early. Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I wrote it off too early. Give it another shot, but it's got some passion in it once it hits the chorus. It kicks in, but I don't know. Again, it's like you could be like 60%. It's like, yeah, but then 40% is like great. So anyway, we are moving on to DIMLIM. So if I remember correctly, this is a really fucking intensely epic song. I get this and the last track mixed up, but we'll see. Okay. DIMLIM, track 10, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So my temporary solution is I'm going to run through all of the songs and just give a quick general opinion, but I'm going to, above it, I'm going to have a paragraph that's like an in-depth analysis of Exordium, just the first 2 minutes. Because the argument I would make is that 2 minutes sets the tone that's just hammered home throughout the album. So if you understand that, you understand the album. Yeah, this is a pretty dope song. See, that drum beat is that's not a, I don't think that's a metalcore drum beat, is it? Isn't that almost like an alt metal drum beat? That's what I thought. Yeah, that's why Asuka and I are vibing with it, is that it's got an alt metal rhythm to it. We're like, hey. Yeah, that's why I'm trying not to fall into a trance, Lauren. It is very soothing. Man, I'm really glad I decided to do this listening party, because clearly everybody like has thoughts on this album. Like, I don't know, like, how can you not, you know, like, so that's great. Great to see in chat. So I think the one that I was talking about that's super epic might be the ending track, but this one's pretty amazing too. Like honestly, I don't know how many like replays of being very studious it'll take to like find like all the different like aspects of it. And it's weird because it's like you're digging into like a raw diamond as opposed to like a diamond, you know, because it's like they are raw because they're young. But there's it's also interesting to take the bad with the good. So my favorite song on the album is the ending track. Okay, the ending track is what I think it is. And it is, yeah. We're all gonna have goosebumps at the end. I listened through this the other day. It's just yeah, I got it mixed up what the name was. So all right, so this is Vanitas. This is the first PV they put out ahead of the album, and this is possibly one of the most unique songs I've ever heard. I've never heard a song like this. I am eternally fascinated by this song. It's probably the best song on the album, unless you would weight like Mad K or Ambitious Principles better. It's definitely the most experimental. Yeah, I'm gonna stop singing its praises and just play it. So Vanitas, 3, 2, 1, go. Can you see my bias over here? Also, I forgot that I was supposed to be moving this down, but that's okay. I was quite vocal. Oh yeah, I just couldn't believe that. You know, I guess you would assume like this was the first song they got fully finished. Like this one, it's like this matchup. Like I don't, man, like it's so great. This matchup of music and the back and forth. So this is like gentcore big time, Asuka. Do you hear it's like kind of palm muted a little bit almost? You could maybe move this over into gent. It's the other stuff, it's the tuning, I think. Also, I don't think they play on gent guitars, so is gent just like sped up heavy and heavier progressive prog metal? Gives me DID vibes, which is so ironic because Issei's not in the band. Like that's what's amazing. Like I'm telling you, man, this is the underdog of the year. Like they should be done. I mean, you know, like Jin said, like it's probably entirely possible that someone's helping him, but Hey man, do what you got to do. And now we have this really long ass screen. Well, we are ready to start performing when you are, says Jin. Okay, we've got one more song, and then we can cut it off, I think. I've honestly played that that song when I'm like really stressed and just need to let some stress out, and then but get it back together. So okay, pausing real quick. Yeah, so I think I said everything I need to say about Vanitas. So this is the last song. Hito to God damn it. Hito to Katati. There's just, yeah, okay. We'll just go ahead and get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, it's gonna be very. It's very. I'm remembering what this sounds like now, because I wasn't paying attention. Like I was doing laundry when it was playing the first time, and then I was just like, "Oh fuck!" Like, yeah. You can hear my music? What? Hmm. Well, I had some audio issues. I I switched it over. You're watching on a TV? Okay. Let me try and figure it out. So if I mute it, is it literally just like if I, because nothing's plugged into anything. Just the intros on song. Yeah, I recently upgraded everything so that my everything looks a lot more stable and less glitchy. So there's going to be some kinks to iron out still. But Halloween came up, so Halloween came up faintly. Okay, because I've been seeing the mic flicker, like the volume, but I thought it was like the AC or something. Yeah, here's the part where you go, fuck. Not in the song. Like it's literally like 3 minutes of build up, like leading you along, keeping you in a trance, and now it's this. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Well, actually, if YouTube catches it, it'll it'll hold on to the video, and then well, I mean, it's DIMLIM. I don't know if they have anything like that, but if they did, they would hold on to the video. They would tell me where it was, and I would click a button, and it would only remove the music, I think. Oh man. Well, that's the end. Beat with a bat? Is that what YouTube does? uh, um, yeah, it does have a heartstring pulling thing to it. Um, yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know what to say as the conclusion. You know, it's a hell of a fucking album, and there's just it really messes with your head, man. Like it. And I really think they are they are doing everything in their power. They want to be like the next lead on. They want to be the leader of the next generation of like the visual kei metal bands and stuff, I guess. Like at this point, like given the ones that follow specifically more in like the path that During Gray's kind of blazed, so many of those bands already have disbanded or like gone, like things haven't worked out. Like, it's a miracle they're here at all, but then like, whoever they're seeing needs to like go, like other bands like with potential need to go see him. Oh, it might be your trained ear that's picking it up. Oh, wow. I support the second half of the album. Yeah, me too. That was like my initial decision on it, but then now that I've listened to it a few times, it's track by track a little bit now. But after this last one, I think I'm going back to I support the second half of the album. Although that first song, Grotesque, is pretty awesome too. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening to for listening to this DIMLIM's first full album. Big deal. Big sound, big brain. Woke, like no, it's looking forward to seeing what they do next, and pretty determined to not have this turn into a book of a review. So the next so I think Jin is ready to perform in the voice channel. I think I said the next stream would be on the schedule. I think it's 8, but like we can kind of just push it back to 8:15. It's I could use the extra time anyway. So we'll just do honestly, let's just do 8:30. It's going to be a short stream. It's an after-hour stream. So and then we're going to go right into the party at 9. So yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I will see y'all in a bit. Peace. that was a great meme to go out on.